This is the second time we try shooting this because the first time really sucked. Really sucked. I'm Luis Peña, I'm a cinematographer, and I'm going to show you my process of how I go from pre-production all the way to the end in post-production and delivery. So you really want to shoot your short film, right? And you have a script ready, but you don't know where to start. Here is how you organize yourself by lining a script. Lining a script gives you a lot of benefits. Number one, helps you organize your script. Number two, it helps you visualize your script too. And number three, it lets you see how your script is covered. By organizing, I mean that you're gonna know what shots you're gonna have in your script. By visualizing, I mean that you're gonna have an idea of what shots are gonna be in your movie. And the last part, number three, by visualizing the coverage, is you're gonna know whether you have enough shots to fully show the story of a scene in your script. So let's start with the script I wrote a while back. It's called Dinner Date. I shot it already, but I'm gonna show you what was my process throughout when I was lining the script before I shot it. So you start with the slug line. The slug line is basically three parts. It is either interior, exterior, where is it taking place, and whether it is during the night or day. Some writers use dusk and dawn, but night and day is usually pretty standard. So now we start with our scene description, which is going to tell us what's going to happen in this scene of the script. So Gabriel, a young handsome man, opens the door to his apartment to reveal Aureliana, a beautiful young woman. So before we even go down the script, you usually want to start the scene having what they call a master shot. A master shot is basically, typically, a wide shot of your whole scene, covering from beginning to end. This is your safety net shot. If you're missing any shots, usually you cut back to the master shot, which is always going to have the whole dialogue and the whole action of the scene covered and set for you to cut back to it. So we start writing a big number one and circle it, and we write a line all throughout the dialogue and the scene descriptions up until the end of the scene. So we go down up until here, right? And we write next to it, master shot. This tells us that their master shot is going to start at the beginning of the scene and it's going to end at literally the end of the scene. So you're going to have the camera set up, shooting a wide shot, moving with the characters as they go, but it's going to start exactly where the scene starts. You're going to go through all the dialogue. Doesn't matter if you see the characters well or not. You just need a whole master wide shot of the whole scene. So now let's keep going. We have Gabriel speaking right after a scene description, which leads us to our next shot type that you're going to need. It's called the over the shoulder, or OTS for short. An over the shoulder shot is basically a medium shot. Medium shot means it's from the diaphragm up, that shows you the character that you're focusing on and a little bit of the other character who's speaking with them. So in the foreground, you're gonna have a little bit of one character and then focus on the character that's speaking. So we start with Gabriel here and we do our next shot, number two. And we write a line all the way down till the end of this part of the dialogue, right? So when he speaks, we write a line throughout his lines. And then when Aureliana is speaking, we break the line with a little zigzag like this. And then we go back to Gabriel, and then we end it right here. What does this mean? When we have a line through the dialogue, it means that shot number two is Gabriel's shot. Basically, we're gonna have Aureliana in the foreground blurred out, and Gabriel really well in focus, showing his dialogue as he's speaking. So we have this, and we write right here, medium OTS, Gabriel, or G. Then we need a reverse shot of that. A reverse shot means basically we have this shot and then we're going to do the counterpart of it. So instead of showing Gabriel, we have to show our other character, Aureliana, speaking. So right next to the two, we're at a three and we do the same line, but when Gabriel is speaking, in this case, the first line belongs to Gabriel, we break it with a zigzag. And then when we go to Aureliana right here, we do a line through her dialogue and then Gabriel again, we break it one more time and then we end it there. What does that mean? It means, again, this is the medium, OTS, Aureliana. This means that her dialogue is covered in this part of the scene perfectly, okay? So now we have a master shot, we have an OTS of Gabriel and OTS of Aureliana speaking. Pretty well so far. So now let's keep going on the script. It says, she sits and he serves her a glass of red wine. So now Gabriel brings her in the apartment, has her sit in the living room, and serves her a glass of red wine. I imagine two shots here. First of all, let's have a medium wide shot. A medium wide shot is basically just a little bit wider than a medium. I would say from the hip up, showing the characters moving throughout the apartment up to where they're gonna sit. Remember, you have your master shot. It's a wider shot of the scene, but you want another angle to cut to just in case that it cuts better with the dialogue and with the movements. So we're gonna add a number 4 here, 4. And we're gonna do a line just through this simple line of dialogue, right? Pretty quick. And we're gonna call it MW, which stands for medium wide, serving wine. So if we read the line again, I also imagine another shot, which is a close-up. What is a close-up shot? A close-up shot is basically a very tight shot of a person or an object. If it's a person, it's called a close-up. If it's an object, it's called an insert. So instead of a close-up, what we can do is an insert here of the red wine. He serves her a glass of red wine. Let's write number 5 here. And do it again, up until that little line ends, and we'll do insert, INS, wine, pour. Now we're gonna have just a simple shot of Gabriel pouring the wine, so we see the bottle and the wine coming in the cup. Pretty nice. Next, we have another line of dialogue by Gabriel where he says cheers, right? And I guess since they moved out from the other spot that they were speaking before, we're gonna need another medium over the shoulder or another medium shot. But in this case, I'm gonna do a close-up. A close-up for Gabriel will basically be from like the neck bone up. It's a nice shot, showing some emotion, showing his face. If he's laughing, he's crying. In this case, he'll be having a great time with Aureliana, so he's laughing, right? So we're gonna go number 6 right here. And I'm gonna bring this shot up until the end of the scene. So we do a line all throughout and we end it here. We call it a CU, which stands for close-up, Gabriel. So even though Aureliana doesn't have any dialogue in this part, we're gonna need a reaction shot of her. So we're gonna do the same. We're gonna do shot number 7 right here next to shot number 6, and we're gonna call it CU Aureliana. Perfect. Now we have 2 shots. Gabriel serving the wine, Aureliana receiving it. They're having fun, they're laughing, but I feel there's something missing. In the last line, it says Aureliana smiles, ready for a nice dinner date. I feel like we could show both of them having dinner or drinking the wine in what they call a 2-shot. A 2-shot or a 50-50, it's a shot where we show both of the characters doing what they're doing. It could be a wide, it could be a medium wide, it could be any type of shot, but usually it's a medium wide, 2 wide shot where you show the action in a little bit of a more intimate sense. So 7 was our last number. We're going to 8 right here. I call it 2S. Some people call it 50-50, so 50-50. Having dinner. Now we have 8 shots just for our first scene. Looking at the physical script, the thing you just did, lining the script, you can see that there's lines going all throughout, every line of dialogue, every scene heading. You know, you have several spots with several different shots, which means this scene is covered pretty well. Why do you want to cover a scene pretty well? Sometimes you shoot a few shots thinking you have everything and you have everything under control, and then you go to the editing room and you're missing like 5 or 6 shots. And there's 2 things that go on from there. Either you live with it, which is not good, especially after you spend all this money shooting this film, or you spend money again to reshoot everything, which is not going to look the same and it's going to be a pain in the ass for everybody involved. Doing this guarantees in a way that when you go to set and shoot your film, you're not going to have any mishaps or anything happening where you're missing shots. What you can do from here is 2 things. You remove shots or combine shots, or if you're crazy, you add even more shots. We can combine a few shots here, right? We have this medium wide of serving the wine and the insert of the wine pour. It could be a fancy movement of we starting in an insert of the wine and then tilting, panning up to our character saying his lines. So, you know, you can go from there and combine even, I'd say 3 shots. You combine the insert with the medium of serving the wine with Gabriel's line, which is actually what it ended up doing in the short film. Having this just gives you a very great safety net of all the shots you need to properly tell your story. So now you have one whole scene, you go down through the whole script and you start lining every scene individually. As a director, or even as a director of photography, you have to have a very clear idea of what your movie is going to look like or what's going to happen in every scene of the film. You have to do this probably several times before you even have to start shooting. So you do scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you go through everything. You're like, all right, how many shots do we have? You can have, for a short film, 2 pages like this, you can easily have 20 shots, right? So let's say we have 20 shots for a 2-page script. How many shots do we really need? That's when you go into the nitty-gritty. You do what I just did before. Oh, we can combine these shots. We probably don't need this close-up. We can keep the 50-50. Maybe that wide shot of the living room we don't need. Maybe this, maybe that. And then you condense your film to make more visual sense. That's where also when your cinematographer or your DP comes into the picture and starts giving you suggestions of how to make this look fancier, look nicer, have a better way to visually tell your story. The next step after this is when you create your shot list. After you have your script lined up is when you grab and you start organizing this in a very nice formatted document, which I'm gonna show how to do in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna be uploading videos weekly, I believe. I think this is a productive way to spend my time. So I'll see you next week on how to make a shot list. My Instagram is @luima.raw. That's where I'm gonna show you my photography right now, but at the same time I also show you what I've been doing cinematically. There's links for the movie I DP'd, there's links for the movie I was camera operator for, there is links for short films I've done. My latest short film, Females Welcome, is up on Vimeo right now. If you go on vimeo.com/luima, I'll link it up here somewhere. My work is out there for everybody to enjoy and possibly hire me. Please follow, subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends. Thank you, stay tuned.